Welcome back to this lesson. In this lesson, we are looking at the NZD/USD. We are looking at a example of scalping the Asian session. So remember, we said that the USD and the AUD and the NZD are ideal for forming the high or low of the day. Remember that high of the day or low of the day, it has to be coupled with a higher time frame PDRA. So we look right into the markets. So first of all, we hit the liquidity. We had run this sell side liquidity here, but the market had not created any reversal pattern to show that we are starting to be bullish. So we are still bearish, and the next objective from here would be this daily low and ultimately these lows. So with that in mind, we see that here we had formed this order block, and we would anticipate the market to run back to it. But during this day, the 25th of October, we had also 4-hour imbalance. So during that period, we had 4-hour imbalance that was created during this period, which we would use to sell into the market and to find an opportunity. So let us see if the Asian session, we retested that imbalance, and did we get any opportunity of that 4-hour imbalance. From there, we'll go directly in the 5 minutes. So we'll also look at before I forget, we'll also look at the economic calendar of that day to see if there is any news. So this is the 28th October. So the 28th of October, we had no news on Monday, but on Tuesday we had just AUD, but you had USD. And on Wednesday, but we are looking at the 28th. So in this week, on this particular day, Tuesday, we did not have any news aligned to our session zone, but we just had USD news. So this is the 4-hour imbalance, which was hit on Monday. And we see that we ran some form of buy-side liquidity here. Then after that, we started breaking market structure from here. So, and this was a retest. You can see that during this time, from this high to this low, that's our swing, our dealing range. So we see that we got a retest back into that dealing range inside the 4-hour imbalance. And what exactly happened is that we were also retesting our breaker, which was there here. And as we look closely during the Asian session, we find that we created another breaker. So that's when you see these double breakers or two breakers in a range, it's usually good. So the market expanded, creating a dealing range. Then we retraced back into our breaker. So this is ideally what we are looking for in the charts for such opportunities. The stop loss would be at the high of this bearish breaker. So I know I have outlined up to there. It's supposed to be there. And then we are going to look for the nearest liquidity to exit, like here. And the next, where's the next one, will be this daily low. So also we can go into the 1-hour chart and look for any liquidity, any imbalance below this liquidity, to see if we can find it, and it will be an opportunity for us to exit or to take our partials. Remember, we also said that when you're studying, you want to outline how long you stayed, how long the market, how many pips the market moved away from your entry. And also remember that you also have to add spread. So we know that we are not so perfect, but if you use the limit order, that can pick you up at this point, but it's also ideal or advisable for you to use the limit order from there. So you see that we also had other opportunities, because when we hit here, the market broke structure, creating this imbalance. So when we see such an imbalance here, we see that this is sponsorship. So it's still also in the Asian session, so it's also an opportunity for us to enter back again. So from there to here, it would be 10 pips, around 10 pips, and our stop loss was 3, let's say 4. So that's ideal for us. And let's go now into the 1 hour chart to see if we had any imbalance below this low. So that's the 29th in the 1 hour chart. So we are just using those short term, because we are scalping, we are using those short term imbalances and liquidity to exit. We can see that this was the low, and on the left side of the curve here, we did not have any imbalance until this point. So this is where you would maximize, you would take the opportunity to exit the full trade. Let me just outline it well. So this is the place there. So we can see that we also in the 1 hour chart we created a new breaker, but this is not in the session that we are looking at. But here, this is where we would look to exit. We almost touched it, so that's where we would look to exit our trade, our full, and take all of our trade out. Yeah, and if you want to leave a partial, then you can leave till it hits this objective. So hope you have understood that example. You can see how this NSD and USD, they provide good opportunities for scalping the Asian session. So thank you for watching.